Sighting in with Shooting USA. Firearms news and information for America's hunters and sport shooters.
In order to put together a winning record as dominating as that of Doug Koenig at the Bianchi Cup, well, it takes more than an accurate gun. It requires many rounds of practice and some very specialized skills that aren't otherwise seen in competition. Doug is with us to share a few of the skills he's developed in his 11 Bianchi Cup wins. On the barricade, shooting is relatively simple with an open gun. Clamp the gun to the walls using a backhand grip and squeeze the trigger. Doug says getting a solid mount is the key.
The big key with an open gun is making sure you have good technique. You get on the barricade and you get set and you get firing right away, because any little bobble or hiccup there and you probably won't make the time.
Doug prefers to pin the gun against the wall with the same hand as the particular side he's shooting from. That means when he's shooting against the right side wall, he clamps the gun with his strong hand and works the trigger with his weak hand.
It's a little more difficult, but once you practice it, I mean, the nice thing about it is you're using your shooting hand, which for most people is their dominant hand, to actually hold the gun, and then you're just really working the trigger with your weak hand. So really the whole key is being able to hold that solid onto the barricade for the open guns.
On the practical, there are short time limits and shots from as far as 50 yards away. But the toughest challenge here for most competitors is the weak hand string of fire. Doug says to be deliberate when transferring the gun and get a good sight picture.
For me, I just try to have kind of a neutral grip, try to have a nice clean transfer, and just really try to feel the trigger. And same as the way I approach the whole match, try to have a lot of patience and don't shoot the shot unless the dot's in the center of the X-ring.
On the falling plate stage, Doug uses a simple formula. Hit the center of the painted plates at the close distance, then use the bullet mark as your aiming point as you move back to the greater distances.
The way I approach the 10-yard line is I really try to concentrate and shoot every target in the middle. And as I progress back, it gives me an aiming spot. I just kind of try to keep working on that spot all the way back to 25.
As Doug moves back, he chooses to go prone for stability. Once on the ground, he does not move his body or head. Only the gun slides right to left.
That way the gun is just kind of like a little turret, and it's just moving, and I'm just kind of staying behind it with very little head movement. Same thing, if you're moving the whole gun and you're moving your head and things like that, just too many things moving, too many opportunities to make a mistake.
The final stage is the mover. Doug gets the benefit of open division equipment here. His optic is the shape of the tombstone target, with an adjustment to figure the amount of lead he needs for both directions. Doug says to hold the target while maintaining the exact same speed, and the hits will be there.
All I care about there is shooting in that 4-inch circle, instead of trying to shoot the size of a quarter group in the middle of it. I just want to get them off, because you got 6 shots. There's a long swing, same thing there. That whole key to that is not as much trigger pull as it is making sure you maintain the speed of the target, keep the gun moving in both directions.
See? Nothing to it. Do it like Doug, and that mover is a piece of cake. And now that our guys have seen Doug's tips, we'll see if they can benefit as John, Mike, and Carlos step to the line to shoot their first time at the Bianchi Cup. They're next.
Shooting USA is brought to you by Blackhawk, the world's finest tactical gear. Performance rules. And by Gammo, innovators of power and velocity in adult precision airgun.